watching him. Woo, yay!
There we
This
go.
is setting this up, right?
Crowd
Setting this up
goes
for the
wild.
weekend where the crowd will go wild. We're super excited about this weekend. We will talk more about that probably the whole time.
Yeah.
Coming up for sure, right? So welcome to Tuesday.
Yep.
Tuesday training is every
Tuesday.
7 o'clock. You will see our smiling faces.
No matter what.
Pretty much. It's worked out that way so far. Okay, what do we have? Like, it's so weird because if you guys could see my, if you can come back to me for just a second, Matt. If you could see what's on my Zoom screen, I think that it's making me nervous. Yikes. Okay, what's coming up?
All right, we got the which event. We're going to talk about which event. That's kind of the theme for tonight. We got the rally like always, so make sure you're ready for that. Be coming up soon. Hasn't started yet. We've got SNSD Andy Young on the line, going to pour into us. Got a lot of great stuff.
He's
Some
got
special secret guests kind of thing towards the end. Got an RVP that's going to come in and bring in two of their rising stars, and we're going to talk about the bowl coming up this weekend. Going to be huge. Absolutely epic.
Yes.
And then we're going to blow out the end of the year and start off 2021 with a bang at Keystone. So the countdown is on.
I think we'll burn 2020 while we're out there.
Yeah, burn.
Would that be all right?
Burn
Everybody
2020.
bring your 2020 calendars.
Yeah.
I'm sure we can do a bonfire out there for 2020. We'll call it done and kick off 2021 from Keystone, Colorado.
And it is really around the corner. Like
It really is.
You got to get your tickets now.
It really
it's time
is.
to.
So go take care of that.
I know Keystone always seems like it's over there, but
It does.
now it's like
until it's right here. All right. So you talk to we talk to you this way. You talk to us on social. We're always looking for you. Rob's constantly monitoring his screen over there. Twitter, Instagram, hashtag SNSD Factory. Uh-oh, there we went. Oh, graphic back. Oh. Facebook mention at Let's Get Bigger, Go Home. Remember, all of your profiles need to be public for us to see you. My personal favorite is the text at 404-465-1830. Y'all banned me from doing any social media, so I'm stuck with text and email. It works.
We'll be using this. Make sure your people know the hashtags, how to use it. Make sure that your posts are public and stuff, because this is, I mean, we get a few things every week, but I mean, when we do a big event, it's
lots of
hundreds
stuff.
and hundreds. Usually about 15 to 20 pages worth of social media content that rolls through the page. And you can watch this at getbiggergohome.com.
And doesn't it tell you up top how to do it?
Yeah.
Like,
It's
so you
top
can
right. It
just
says
click
right
on the
now, post
top.
on the Facebook page.
So if
Let's
you're
get
not
bigger
sure,
go home. Post on Twitter using
you
that
can figure
hashtag.
it out, right?
Post on Instagram using that hashtag.
And we're only live.
Only live. Tricia said, we get everybody's asking, how do I watch this? How do I save this? This is a
gotta be
live
there.
only show. I mean, this is
Just like it was before.
Yeah, unless you got a YouTube DVR of some sort,
Yikes.
we don't know about. But yeah, this is. Make sure you're tuned in live. This is how it's going to be. It's always going to be that way.
All right. Promotions. Let's start turning those in. You can go out to getbiggergohome.com/downloads. It's actually the promote/download tab, and it'll give you a chance to fill in the people that you've promoted over the last week. We had some input that we got on the new form system, and we'll be making some adjustments to it to make it a little bit easier for you to use, so you don't have to do one at a time.
Yep.
Especially helpful for those of you who are promoting a lot and we want to promote promotions.
Yep.
So go out there and get that started. We'll be reading those here in just a few minutes. Trish,
Matt.
clear the board.
It's cleared.
All
Oh,
right.
we're
Hold on. Yeah,
oh,
Matt.
sorry.
Cut to my computer if you could. I'll just show over. Here's the Get Bigger Go Home. We go from the home page to over here, promote/download, and then you put in your information, what you're being promoted to, the solution number, and then which event. Right now, you want it to show on this show, you need to click Tuesday training, but we've got Get Big on there because we're going to
Right.
want you to
We're
submit
taking those
promotions for
now.
this weekend's big event as well as Keystone's big event. So this is how we're going to be doing it. I know we used to have the paper forms. If you, God forbid.
I know. Well,
forever
it worked
ago it
forever,
feels like.
right?
But yeah, no more paper. We're doing it all digital. So this is the way it works. So And like she said, probably sometime the next day or two, we're going to have it updated a little bit to make it easier, because I know, especially the big events, you got a
Yes.
batch of
Yeah,
promotions
yeah.
for sure that makes it
For
easier
sure.
for you to put
When
that
we're
in.
looking at bigger chunks than a
Yep.
week.
Yep.
So that's coming towards you guys. Love your input. Whatever you would like to, if you've got a great idea, share it with us at tickets@nightglass.com. And Trish and I look at that pretty much every single day,
Yep.
especially right now.
Change is
multiple
coming. I mean,
times.
this is
Yeah,
starting to
it
roll
is.
out, open up. There's lots of stuff coming down the pike. So,
And there are some parts of 2020 I would keep,
yeah.
just not all of it. All right, so Trish, clear the board. Let's talk about the rally. All right, RVPs only. This is your time, right? You're going to be counting the people that are engaged with you tonight. You're going to text 404-465-1830. You will say the letters RVP because you are a regional vice president, your last name, and the number of people that you have engaged. For example, RVP Young, for 999 people engaged.
Yep.
We like that number.
Mm-hmm.
So, 404-465-1830. If you are not an RVP, do not text. Trish will delete you now until we call for you around 8 o'clock, and then we'll only be verifying the top teams. So, now's your chance. In fact, now's your chance to beat, and the margin got big last
Yeah.
week. David and Garcia Catan, they won 2 weeks in a row. Trish reminded me that they had 99 verified people, and I
Yep.
will say number 100 came in right after we went off the air.
Wow. Wow.
So I just don't
That's-
even know what to say about that number.
Everybody's got to
awesome.
step their game up now. I mean,
So the bar has been raised. Time for everybody to step in.
yep.
What's next? All right, one more time for the rally number. 404-465-1830. What else? Anything
think
yet?
that's it.
I think we're going to move on. We're going to kick off tonight with something super special. I got Matt to let us use one of the Art Williams Best Elite videos. If you're not a subscriber to Art Williams Best, run out there and do it. It's a heck of a deal for $20 all year. They're putting out video from Art and all from Art, but from different places and times, some new, some old, all that, every single week, right? It comes out on Tuesday, just for us. No, just kidding. So we're going to go ahead and look at Art's newest video for today. It's called Fight.
A controversy? You like controversy? Yeah.
Ain't nobody or nothing gonna tear me down.
A fight? I mean, you like a fight? Yeah. Don't you get down. Don't you give up.
If you want to win in business, you gotta roll out of bed and put your uniform on and go out and fight. Everybody would love to own their own business. Everybody would love to have great success and recognition. But folks, if you'll take less than that, life will give you less than that. If you'll take being poor, life will make you poor. If you'll take being unhappy, life will make you unhappy. If you'll take being average and ordinary, life will make you average and ordinary. Well, folks, I made up my mind a few years ago. I ain't taking it no more. Dadgum, I ain't taking it no more. Yeah, as long as there's a breath left in me, dadgum, and I'm going to go for it. See, I believe you can look at life two ways. It can be positive or it can be negative. You can be a winner, you can be a loser. You can be happy or you can be sad. You can be a dud or you can be a dadgum stud. Well, I made up my mind, as long as there's a breath left in me, dadgum, and I'm going to go for it.
Winners show up and fight. Winners demand for themselves success and happiness and fulfillment.
A.O. Williams welcomes competition. Competition is what makes the free enterprise system go. A.O. Williams became #1 in our industry, the largest industry in the world, in 8 short years, which is an incredibly short period of time to be in business, because we wasn't afraid of competition.
I don't like the competition.
And you know what?
Next year in the 4th quarter, when PFS has already won the game, they're #1. They're so far out front, ain't nobody can catch them. But there's still 1 or 2 minutes left in the game. You know what? I want you to get in out the huddle fast.
And I promise you, folks, I'm just like you. I want to win. I want to be a teammate you can be proud of. I'm going to make a decision. If it's a wrong decision, I'm going to change it. And I ain't going to apologize for it, right? 95% of the plays you call in football don't work like they're supposed to, right? But a dadgum team that wins has the courage to keep calling the play.
You got to keep calling the play. Keep calling the play. Keep calling the play.
I remember back when we were about 7 or 8 months old and we were going through a real difficult time, and boy, we had a lot of people that mentally were just in a real bad state at A.O. Williams. And I called an RVP meeting, and there were 8 of us at that time, 9 counting me. And I told them, I said, I want to tell you something, fellas. Now, I know a lot of you are doubting right now, and a lot of you are feeling sorry for yourself right now. And I tell you what, it looks hopeless. And I tell you, I can't tell you why we're going to win, but I'll tell you this, we are going to win. You can flat count on it. And I'll tell you what, if you don't believe it, then don't let the dadgum door hit you in the butt. But I'll tell you this, for those of you that want to stay and fight, you're looking at one dude that ain't ever going to quit. I ain't quitting. I'm in this thing till I die. I'm going to keep fighting this dadgum thing. And when I see things in the A.O. Williams company or system that just ain't right, folks, I'm going to change it. And I don't, if it steps on your toes, if it hurts your feelings, if it calls you to take a step back right now, then tough turkey, right? We're going to make it, and we're going to go on, and we're going to win, and we're going to keep winning, and we're going to sell an opportunity for those new people that are joining us today, a year from now, 10 years from now, that's better than what we're doing right now. I'm committed to that.
You better be ready to play. When you put that hat on tomorrow night, if you think those folks in the wrong color jerseys are going to roll over and play dead, you're going to get the shock of your life. Because you know what they're going to try to do? They're going to try to knock your dadgum head off. That's what they're going to try to do. If you want to win tomorrow night, you better strap it on tight, and you better go out and fight. You got to compete.
I want to start a war.
I want you to throw the ball in the end zone. I want you to run all your trick plays. I want to get all we can get. I want to rub their nose in it. And I want to run the score up. See, 90% of winning is how much you love it.
I'm looking forward to the dadgum challenge. They want to see if they're bad enough. They want to see if they're good enough to put us down. Well, let's get it on, competition.
You better bring your lunch. Because we'll fight all day and all night and all the next day and all the next day.
Oh my gosh,
Wow.
I'm like totally fired up, right? So if you're not, go back and get the subscription and watch it over and over again, right? So,
Absolutely.
and now the competition is like, we pretty much demolished a lot of the insurance industry,
Yeah,
and
it's
we
a
got
little
all
bit
that
different
stuff.
than it used to
Not that
be.
we can't keep up and we can't let off on that. Now I love the competition amongst ourselves and amongst our team and with yourself,
Yep.
right? So some of the greatest competition happens there. And at the events. What a great transition.
Oh, yeah.
Right? Which event?
Which
So,
event,
our special
Darla?
guest. Which event? I know which event. Is this going to be like a WWAD thing?
I think so.
Could be. Well, but we might hear it like right from the horse's mouth,
Absolutely.
right?
I think I've got my applause ready. I tried to,
Okay, you ready?
been having some trouble.
Right.
Technical issues.
So we're glad to bring Andy in by Zoom. Hey,
Hey, how you guys doing?
good. We've missed you.
Miss you too. I tell you what, you're doing a great job there.
Oh,
Sitting here in the 22nd floor in my suite at the Ritz-Carlton. I got City Hall right behind me. You can see the clock.
That's what we were
And a
wondering
beautiful-
what that was.
Yeah, it's actually the Batcave is under it, and then Batman will be coming through the top tower later on. It's,
That's
as a
awesome.
prelude to our meeting. Yeah, our Winston-Salem.
Setting us up.
Absolutely, that's right.
All right, so we themed this week. I've been doing themes. So we're themed this week like which event? There's a lot of things to do,
And
right?
not just which event, but why.
And why which event,
Yeah.
right? I mean, you have a method to the madness. Talk to us about that for just a second.
Not events. Why would anybody go to an event? That's the strangest thing. Good God, what are you guys talking about? Hey, bottom line is this. If you're going to get big and you're going to do something huge, you got to make a decision about what level you want to play at. And to me, if you want to play on a team, I don't care if it's Little League, I don't care what you're looking at, you got to go to practice. I mean, I'm in a town right now, Philadelphia, where Allen Iverson kind of made a joke out of that, where it was like, practice, talking about going to practice. And of course, he never won any championships either, because everybody's got to practice. Everybody's got to get along. Everybody's got to learn. Everybody's got to go through the same paces. And then part of the mental toughness part, when Art does the Do It speech, and he talks about, there's a certain mental toughness it takes to win in business in these United States. Everybody loves to talk about, well, the houses aren't selling and I was all everything in my company. We talk about that quite a bit, almost every week, which is fine. But the reality is, there's a certain mental toughness, which is not to be confused with meanness. You got to be nice to everybody. It costs nothing to be nice. Being mean and nasty, whatever, costs you a lawsuit. Just be dadgum nice. I can get people to follow you, want to join a team. If it's not fun, I'm done. So you got to get that mindset. Well, part of the mental toughness is you go to every meeting. Once I chose to win, and you see the video all the time, people refer to it. I chose to win. And once I chose to win, I didn't care if it was Bob Turley, Larry Weidel. I didn't care where. As long as it was the people I was in alignment with. And that's one of the things about Primerica right now. There's people all over the map, and I get that. We had Zoom World. It's funny, as I traveled. I've traveled probably as much or more than a lot of y'all that are watching me right now. I've been around and flying around and going to hotels and seeing different people and done a whole bunch of meets. I did about 8 of them in the D.C. area in the last 3-4 weeks, and then I've seen people that are out there. And one of the things that is amazing to me is people have a hunger. I don't care if it's a state that's still pretty much shut down, like Pennsylvania, just opening restaurants right now, or whatever the situation. It doesn't even, all that stuff doesn't matter. I'm just saying that what I'm seeing is a real hunger for people that want to go out and they want to be a part of something. And one of the reasons we doubled down with Night Class and made the decision, we weren't backing down. We were going to have our brand of, how A.L. Williams works, which is exactly what we do. We do A.L. Williams. I'm not worried about, all this other crap people were selling books. And it's I was thinking about that watching Art just a minute ago. I get fired up out of my mind every time I watch Art talk. That's what captured my heart and my attention the first week in the business, because I went to a big meeting my first week and I saw Art talk, and he talks about, what it takes to win, and almost every play is not going to win. And you might not be tough enough and you can't suck it up and don't let the door hit you. But all that stuff is what it takes to win and go get the job done. And so that's what we did in our culture. We built from scratch, in the early days. We're looking at, it was basically, Kristen, Mary, myself, and one other person who hightailed it home. They didn't even stick around. And then we had a revolving door of people that came in. I'm talking about RVPs, top producing kind of regional leaders. Oh, we're going to come down and do the same thing. And they went in and came in and went right on out the door. And it took, I'm telling you, from 3 people to 10 people to 20 people to 50 people, just like a lot of y'all are watching me. You're like, well, I can't see myself getting to a big meeting. Well, you know what it looks like. And that's what helped me so much with Bob Turley, who was my RVP. Larry Weidel got promoted. We bought into going to meetings all the time. Sometimes it was every other week to Atlanta. I didn't give a crap. We're moving people. People got to see something bigger themselves. So we built that from scratch. So I know most of you can at least relate to having 3 people, you and 2 more people at an event. So we created that, and it was all the different things in between, whether it was Super Saturday or every other month, to Winston-Salem, the Keystone, the Art Williams annual event. The Art Williams annual event started with that 15 people in a van, and I think we had 1,500 last time. So you got to get a bigger vision, but you're part of a bigger vision, which is more important. So if you don't buy into the big vision, and a lot of people say, well, it's a big meeting. I can tell you what, for this Friday and Saturday, there's a huge appetite. That Joker sold out in less than 5 minutes flat. Yep. And we didn't have the opportunity to sell more than 300, 350 tickets, but the reality is, and it's a couple people like, well, it was kind of expensive, but other people were like, they'd have bought your ticket in a heartbeat. To run the big events, it costs serious money. And so that doesn't even defray probably 1/10 of the cost, but it's a big meeting. And so people are coming in. Some of you bringing some people in, which is an awesome thing to do, because people make big decisions at big events. They make life-changing decisions at big events. And so we fought hard to build. I'm talking from 3 to 5 to 10 to 20. I remember we had 100 people, 120 people in North Carolina. That was the whole meeting, and it was a small room. I remember at Keystone, it was 40 people. And I remember if you came to Keystone, you got a fleece. It isn't that way anymore. You got to go out there and compete. But the big meetings are where you're going to build a dynasty. And so if you don't buy in and get that mindset, and that's the mentally tough part, not beating your people up. Man, if they don't want to go to the meeting next, I mean, I'll give them the one time. It's like, you said you want to win, right? You said you want to win at a high level. We did your follow up. You want to go out there. You want to be the broker guy through 5 or 10 people. Their referrals, build 25 to 40 licensed people, do 30 apps a month, pays you 155,000 our business fund. That's what you want. You said you want to win. Well, you need to be at the big event. Now, if they don't go to the big event, I'm not going to hunt them down. What I'm going to do is tell all the people we recruit through them, and that's where a lot of y'all getting beat, is you go out there and sell the whole market down. And that field training bonus, that's exciting. You go get an IBA. I'll go pick one up on the back end. Boy, when they're $30, $49, he's just, well, we go tighten up this IBA after we did a $1,000, $1,500 sale. If you're not building through people to give them their best shot through the 5 or 10 people to build, they're on their way to RVP. If you don't give them that shot, then they're never going to be huge here, and they're not going to be here long range. I mean, you're going to be an RVP, or you're not going to be here. So you got to make your mind up what level you want to play at, and I chose to play at a high level. And I don't care what the dadgum game is. 2 raindrops coming down the windshield wiper. I want mine to be Rob's. I mean, I don't care what the game is. I want to play and I want to win. And so when you take Primerica, I mean, we got an opportunity now more than ever to go do something great. And now we're coming back into the big league. I promised you. Here's my prediction. Okay, we're going to have more people at Keystone this year than we had last year. Mm-hmm. Now we're going to end up doing 4 or 5 whole meetings. Like, you're going to be able to only come to a meeting with like 200 people, and we're going to do the whole weekend. We're going to do probably Thursday, Friday, Saturday, possibly Sunday morning, whatever it takes to do the COVID restriction. Everybody's spaced out. We might have some stuff outside with heaters or whatever. I don't give a crap how we do it. We're going to have a big meeting, and we're going to do it the right way, follow the rules. I challenge all you, bring your face mask if you're coming this weekend. It's the state of Georgia, so you don't have to keep it on. But, I mean, when you walk in the door, I want to take a picture of everybody wearing their face mask. We're going to have separation, with the chairs. We're putting, 300, 350 in a place that holds 1,500. And it's outside. But don't be wimping out if it's cloudy or some crap like that. I guarantee you this joker's going to be there, and we're going to do the meet. My question is, what are your people thinking? And I'm not going to get mad at them, upset if they don't come up. All that tells me is, think about it. If I'm playing a game and somebody doesn't show up at practice and they don't learn what we do and they don't show up at the game, I don't know what the hell y'all thinking about. You got a team. You ain't got no team if they ain't showing up. And so I'm excited. I can't even tell you how excited I am about having a real outdoor. It's going to be outdoor, but a real event. I promise you. Night Glass, Darla, Matt, Trish, the team. They don't put no crap together. They put some serious, as you already know. This is kind of our coming out party. You got to take ownership of this thing. Can't be a wimp. Can't be a punk. Make a decision that you're probably going to rally your people and get them there early. Same thing on Saturday. It's live TV. I know some people sashay in the back of the meeting and get there when and say, hey, this crap's live. We're doing 8 to 10 on Friday night, and we're doing, those of you who qualify, the huddle. That's going to be 9 to 10, and then 11 to 3. It's go time. We had people come to a couple others at the studio, and then at Unicorn, they're kind of wandering around or whatever. It's like, hey, this is live TV. This meeting. So when you're there, you got to take this thing seriously, like you're running it. That's how you become an RVP in your office. You start taking out the trash, setting up the chairs. Look at what are we doing? Do a part of the meeting. Have some kind of role there, and just put yourself in a position where people start looking at you on a leadership level. And you're going to have an opportunity to do that this weekend. Not only those of you who are coming to the meeting, but those of you at home. A lot of you are going to put people on Zoom. I know that's what David and Garcia, and thank you so much, guys, for putting up Garcia's picture. That's probably how they got 99 people. It was David's picture. They probably had 9.9 people. But, man, look at that pretty face. That's how I'm surprised they didn't have 199. That's another goal to go for. But you got to take this thing seriously and take ownership of it.
Well, I think they for sure took ownership of the rally. My goodness, like out of the blue. So go ahead, ask your question.
So Andy, I remember you've told me a story before about your first big event, because we came out of that last segment where we were watching Art, and you got to go see Art right after you joined the business. But talk about how important that event was for you. Like, you talked about how your mindset before you even bought the ticket, and then what it was like after you came home. It was a completely different person. If you could talk about that, and then I got another follow-up question about that whenever you're done with that.
Yeah, absolutely. So I get to go see Art Williams right out of the gate, and today, that's the people. Well, it's Art. Yeah, well, you know what? Get your butt in place so you go see Art again. We'll be doing meetings with Art too. We're not going to be doing it for the next 20, 30 years because he just turned 78 years old. Okay, so everything is precious. You got to look at that, man. You got to put yourself in position to be there. But today, Art Williams wasn't even making $100,000 a year when I went to see him in 1980. Bob Turley was making more than Art, and Bo came along and said, "Hey, you got to fix this comp. You know, you're the founder of the company. You ought to be making some money." And so the reality is, we have people. We have way more people that are going to be at the bowl of Sugar Hill that are more successful, making more money with a better company, better products, better comp, every way you want to measure it. The people that are going to be in that bowl were way better than everybody that existed in A.L. Williams when I went to that first meeting. So you have everything in your favor. The question is, what level do you want to play at? And that's the challenge I have with a lot of these people that, well, I got four, isn't it great somebody go $1 million a year with 4 RVPs? Well, they said that about Frank Dillon too. And then that kind of went up and down. I mean, if you're going to run that big old base shop, you better get a whole bunch of RVPs out. That's how this thing works long range. And so, when it came to that meeting, I went down there and I heard a coach talking. And man, I love that kind of crap. He's talking about, don't let the door hit you in the butt. You got to be fired up. Nobody wants to follow dull, disillusioned, frustrated, daggum, crybaby. All that stuff sticks with me for years and years, and it resonates. And that's why I teach a lot of y'all, you got to run an audible. Audibles having you get up the line, you don't see what you like, got to run something else. And you can't wait until the end of the month. You got to put that, you got to change the play. And I'm not talking about that. Some of y'all, you just need to follow the play your RVP's got. I mean, most of y'all listen to me, okay? So I am not talking to you. But what you got to do is get your butt some district leaders, which you get through double-digit recruiting, and then multiple teams under you that double-digit recruit. And then when you start getting that in place, you get 50 recruits because you got 3 separate legs doing 10. Now you're going to be popping out districts. How did I get 80 RVPs by the time I was 28? I had 60 districts that I produced. I mean, I got the RVP, not 6. I did 18 more direct and drove through them to get them districts. That's how they get promoted, and that's where the premium comes from. Not only premium, it's not like garbage premium. It's premium that stays solid because it's their best market, and it's people in the business, and you got a whole bunch of recruits in there. And so that's where a lot of times people want to kind of cut the corner. But I saw early on, a guy that was on fire. We had a crusade, same thing today. And just seeing the big event and seeing the way we've done it with night class. I mean, we were laughing. I was talking with Pat today, and we were talking about just starting the thing. Oh, we're not going to do a damn TV show. I mean, we're going to do a TV show, Okay, what are we going to do? Thank God, Darla and Matt had the studio and they've done a bunch of videography, but they weren't doing no damn TV show every week either. Darla starts getting a script, as Matt got so tickled, Darla, the organizer, and she does such a great job for us. I get in there and people say, now, why'd you do this or why'd you do that? Because Darla handed me the script and told me what I'm doing. That's how we started this whole thing. And really, it's worked so well. That's pretty much what I say even today. I'm going to be on here for something like 38, 40 minutes today. I said, give me the script. What are we doing? Otherwise I got a 14-hour speech and I get a ramble, run-on answer to a question, But that changed my life, going to see not only art, but the big event and understanding, man, this could be a really big deal. Today, I mean, you watch this Zoom Friday and Saturday, you get a chance to go to the bowl, which is, I mean, unbelievable opportunity for you to be at the bowl, be there dress fed, early, ready to go, okay? We had a couple people last time come in at 11 o'clock and say, is there breakfast? It's like he said, eat before you come. It's just crazy. If you just follow, but if you can't follow instructions, how are your people going to follow you anywhere? So, like I said, be ready, be prepared. They'll show up at the game, can't find your helmet and crap like that. Where's my shoes? I mean, you can't. This is your Super Bowl. And so that meeting changed my life, and that's why we continue doing meetings. Everybody comes around to me. They go, so why do you do the 3-day school? Because Art did it. And to me, what's amazing is all the knuckleheads that go, well, why? It's like, why did Art do 3-day meeting? I don't know. He became a billionaire. That seemed to be the best way to build a big company, a huge hierarchy. And I'm still proud of, we're averaging 80 and plus 85 people doing 10 to 40,000 every month. Yeah, we got some people doing 100 and 80 and 90, all that crap, 10 on their pen, 20 on their. We got people doing all that stuff. I'm just telling you what, I like 82 base shops doing between 10 and 40 for RVP, 10 and 40,000, and that's $1.5 million a year. I like that. Let's talk about solid and stable. So what else you got, Rob Red Marin?
Oh man, I love last question was about, okay, you're brand new. You got taken as almost just a participant to the first meeting, and now, few months or years down the road, now you're starting to run your own stuff in Maryland, and I know there was a snowstorm. Everybody wanted you to not go because, I mean, what's important is, you know, every event's the next big event. You got to be at everything. And talk about the difference that made, that decision to always go, always be the leader. What kind of, you know, financially is a huge difference for your business because you showed up even when everybody else didn't.
Yeah, early on, we wanted to beat John Lennon. I mean, John Lennon came in with like 37 general agents who all had their own office. So, I mean, immediately they're doing a bunch of business. They were recruiting super big. And now I've got 9 different hierarchies under my hierarchy that beat his hierarchy. So, I mean, we took care of that. But, man, I wanted to beat him in attendance and everything else so bad. I remember Larry Waddell was calling for 2 feet of snow, you know, and he goes, well, we're going to cancel the meeting. Everybody around here doesn't want to come. And I said, well, I called the bus company. They said, we're coming. Interstates are going to get plowed. It's one day later. We're coming. So if y'all don't do a meeting, if you could please just come by the hotel, we'll sit out in the lobby and out in the hallways and everything, and we'll run the damn fast start school for our people. And that's kind of leadership where you make decisions like that. It's like, we're coming. And it's scary. Like the ice storm, my very first meeting, January 4th, 1982, I wasn't even RVP yet. I don't show up. I'm in Apollo's. No way with cell phones, all that crap, can't text. If I don't show up, Shane, here, that's the whole Chavez hierarchy. I mean, that's scary. Art Williams sent out some letters, and Bobby Johnson, the coach at South Gwinnett High School, Gwinnett County, you know, over in Snellville. I mean, he's like, well, you know, I ain't got time, and I can't do this now. But by the way, Bobby Johnson, the head football coach, did join the business later and become an RVP. But he said, I got a guy in the, you know, who I threw in the trash, but a basketball coach, he coaches the varsity team, T. Fairclough, you know, said maybe he's interested. You can talk to him. Art followed up, showed up. If he don't do that, T. Fairclough recruited, you know, Bobby Buisson and Randall Walker, which is, you know, Sam Shepard, who will be at our school this weekend, you know, and Mary Walker, Fitzpatrick, which is, you know, Omar and all them people. I mean, just Gus is under Greg Fitzpatrick. I mean, like 85% of the company came from following up on a damn litter and trash can. That's why you got to turn over every stone. You got to go out there and fight your butt off with a positive attitude, shaking your head. You got to be at everything. You got to be cheerleading everything, and you got to be leading the way for everybody. And I know a lot of times you ain't gonna feel like it. It's like, look, God, are they ever gonna follow? Well, if they're knuckleheads and they don't, then find some people who are gonna follow you. You don't develop people. You find people. You got to find people that want to run the play, win the game, and get the job done, deliver for their family. That's the bottom line here. Don't overthink anything. Just get the people there.
Well, you've already set it all up, right? Just show up and put everybody, plug them in the system that's already existing.
And we got the system.
You don't have to overthink. And if I hear a lot of people when they finally like take off, it's because they stopped thinking so much.
Yep.
Right? And they just started actually doing what you had already coached them to do. We're so glad to see you. We're so glad that you're here. You will be sticking around.
I'm sticking around. I got another 2 more parts.
You got 2 more parts, my friend.
Fired up.
We will be back with you shortly. Thank you.
Okay.
Yay!
Yeah.
I'm fired up. All right, Trish, we're going to do a rally update real quick, you guys. So remember, if you're an RVP and you're by your lonesome, that's okay.
Yeah.
That's what Andy just got done talking about, right? But you're still a team of 1, so please go ahead and text. We want to recognize all the RVPs who are engaged, right? So text 404-465-1830. You think I'd have it memorized by now. Remember, text RVP, your last name, and the number of people that you have engaged.
Yep.
You yourself count as 1, so there should be no zeros.
Yep.
Right? All right, Trish's going to tell us who is up and in the party.
All right, so we have Evelyn Tejada, Keith and Joan Ottinger, Randy Andrews, Safitri Crenshaw.
Can I hold on? I just want to.
That I did it right?
You said Evelyn's last name right. We'll do a round of applause for that.
Yay!
It only takes me what? How long we've been doing this? No, how long we've been doing this?
A while.
Yeah. Gigi McGinnis, Eddie Espinosa, Lyndon Bill Muse, Jeremy Morrow, Vince Lane, Kim Trin. Okay, Daryl Julian, Merv and Wiley Browse. I left a letter out. The Stebners, Bobby Cheeks, Palance, Peggy and Jaron King, Cesar Marmolejo, Gigi Hashish. I'm sorry, I am not. My
You're
brain
fine.
and my mouth are not connected
good.
today.
You got Tejada. I mean, we're golden now.
Hamad Brisby, J100 and Mike Martin, Amanda and Marcia Lorifice, Nikki Peel, Judy Marshall, Wesson Shea Flournoy, Connie Whitmere, Craig Lane, Desiree Ledan, Joe Red, Joanne and Richard Shaw, Laura Langston, Beth Bynum, Sylvia Robinson, Ron Schmidt Sr. went up a couple. Lee Nguyen, I have to pick on him. He's just great. And
Must be getting
Scott,
cold out there.
Yeah, Cassandra Scott, Tammy and Ron Lewis, Terry and Tim Sheridan, Lakeisha and Aaron Thomas, the Guptas, Walter Charles, David Catan, Rolf Shakar, Robert Berryman, George and Betsy Costanzas, Tanya Searcy, Doris Rodriguez, Jerry and Dolores Snavely, Dottie Roach, William Kofer, Shanti Walker, Elizabeth Luceris, Ray Rodriguez, and Mary Hayes.
All right. Look
They
at
were ticking
that.
as I was walking over.
Yes.
But I had to,
Yep.
It is.
I know.
It is a lot. It's 53.
53
You guys are
RVPs.
rocking it.
Three already. So,
Rocking it.
all right.
So, all right. Thank you very
Keep
much.
updating
She'll
your
be
numbers,
back.
guys. RVPs only right now, but
Right. So
after
remember,
another segment, we'll get down to the top ones and.
it's how we build momentum from event to event, right?
Yep.
This is part of the way you get to do it, and it's fun.
Yep.
It could be boring, but it's never boring. It's never boring here. So this week we kind of stumbled on this idea 2 or 3 weeks ago, RVP plus 2.
Yep.
Right? We started with Mary Hayes last week. We listened to Terry Sheridan. And what we've been doing is kind of asking the RVP to talk about the theme of our week. Which event do you go to? And our next RVP up is Belda Rubio and 2 of her people. And she's going to talk to us about which event she goes to. Sorry about that. And then we're going to hear from her peeps. Belda, welcome. Thank you for coming.
Thank you so much, guys, for having us here. Which event do we go to? We go to every event. That should even be a question. We are super excited about the next big event, the bowl. I mean, we got our things making, our noise makers. We're ready to light it up. We're super excited. And why big events? Well, hey, I made my comeback decision to come back to Primerica in the big event. I mean, that's where big decisions are made. You have to be there, but you can't be there by yourself. You have to take your team. You have to take you and somebody else. If you don't have anybody, we'll drag someone to go with you to, of course, right now it's limited. So that even makes it more exciting because you really should, have to fight to go to these big events because it's worth it. And, I made a decision to go big and fast. I didn't want to be here for 20 years. I didn't want to be here for 10 years. I wanted to do this big and fast and get it over with and, give it all I had. And so I like the fact there's only limited people because even on my team, some are going to have to stay home and watch us on YouTube. But some of us, the ones that made it, the ones that were bold enough and did what was required are, getting the opportunity to be there live in front of 300 people and, 5,000, 6,000, 8,000 people watching you online. That's going to be amazing. And, the next big event after this is Keystone, Colorado. I mean, I'm selling it big, huge. Last time we had 30 people in attendance. We want to have 50 this time. So we need to start making it a big deal. So what we're doing, guys, is making videos, making it fun, making it exciting, showing people what they're going to miss if they don't put themselves in the position to go to the next big event, right? And so the people I have on tonight, I want them to talk about, Jessica's going to go first. She went to Keystone, Colorado last year, and I want her to talk about her experience and what she got out of it. Go ahead, Jess.
Man, oh man. Last year was my first time at Keystone. It was amazing. They always kept telling me, Jessica, you're in for a treat. You're going to see when you get there. You're going to be so excited. And so that's exactly what happened. From the time we hopped on the plane with our team, I mean, that alone was super fun. But then we landed at Keystone. We saw just white all over the place, all the snow. And then being able to be in the environment. I mean, Andy is just amazing. So thank you, Andy, because he always creates these environments for us to get big. big. And that's something that I understood very early on is like, man, big decisions do happen at big events. And so one of the things we're doing is, man, as soon as we get people on board, we tell them about the big events. We tell them, hey, listen, man, it's going to be awesome. And you don't know how good it is until you're actually there. And so when I got to Keystone, I realized, man, this is so much bigger than myself. And I tell it to everybody. I was like, man, when you get there, you're going to realize this business is amazing. It's like nothing else. And so you get there, your eyes get super big, but all the information that you get to take home. You see, those events are to get you excited so that when you do go back home, you recruit the world, right? You build the business big and fast, like our coach said, like Belda said. So absolutely, I mean, I'm excited about this year again. We're going to go again, and I mean, it's just going to be amazing. So I'm super, super excited and pumped and ready. Our team is going to be there, and we're super ready to go.
All right. Thank you, Jessica. The next one, I want to speak on it. The next big event, truly, guys, the next big event should be, and it has to be Tuesday. Every single Tuesday, make sure you're showing up, right? But the next big event is going to be the Bowl and then the Keystone, Colorado. So DeWitt came on in January and he missed it. And so he's so excited about going back. And I'm super excited about having him this first time and actually be promoted to regional vice president. I'm super excited about that because it's going to be his first time. And let me piggyback on Jessica. Jessica will be a regional vice president going to Keystone. I'm super excited about that. So DeWitt, go ahead and explain what you're excited about.
Man, I'm so excited because every time I walk into the office, every time it's like, hey, there's this new trip. Angela always texts me about, hey, Colorado. And every time we walk in, it's a new trip. And, it's part of our orientation to get the people excited. This is how we advertise, the next trip is by being excited, right? Andy always talks about be excited. That's the only way, the big explosion is going to happen, and every time Andy brings on somebody or, Belda invites someone for the call, almost every one of them, they made a huge decision at a big event, right? And most of us on this call probably made a huge decision at a big event also. And I'm so excited because I'm getting promoted at Colorado. Jessica's getting promoted at Colorado. And it's my first time. And this is the list of, meeting that we have to attend that Belda says everything. We have to attend to every one of the meetings that Belda, every one of them. Even if it's, announcing the next big event, if that's what the meeting's about, we have to attend every one of them. So how we excite, how we show the picture is, we just tell our new recruits, just imagine your head, you walking in front of the stage, thousands of people watching on YouTube. And matter of fact, thank you very much, Mr. Andy and everybody else, hosting this for us. Our cost is $35, but Andy's is, $1,000, that he pays to provide this environment for our business. So how we, we paint the picture and we are so excited. And we're so happy to be part of this. And thank you very much.
So as you could hear, he's super excited.
Oh, yeah.
That's the theme in our office. Always stay excited. So guys, thank you guys so much for having us on.
Thank you, Belda.
That was awesome.
Yeah,
That's so exciting.
I was talking to Angela the other day. He was telling me, I hadn't realized, you start putting the pieces together. You say, oh, poor DeWitt, he joins right after Keystone. And then he's been winning everything since then. But because of COVID, it's like he'll win a contest, win a trip. Oh, trip's canceled. Win a contest, win a trip. Aww. Trip's canceled. Well, but you see him, he's still excited, still selling the next big thing. Yeah. And man, this December, he's going to see that it's all worth it.
It's going to be all worth it. And we will go back to new and improved variations of what we were doing before, for sure. And they'll probably be even better.
Yep.
And it was like, it's awesome. Everybody, I can't thank you and Belda and the Bold team. You guys are rocking it. I was there when Belda made her huge decision.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Yep, we all were. We're super proud of you, Belda. Thank you so much for your time. So let's do promotions.
Yeah.
I've just got a couple minutes, so we're just going to read the first three that we've got. They are all out of the Mary Hayes base shop. And it is, I wonder if these are in backwards. Nope, they're not right. Melinda Darling's been promoted to division. Andre Miles was promoted to district. And Buntesia Kane was promoted to division. That was close.
That's awesome.
Right? Good, good. Congratulations. applause. Oh my gosh, I can't wait.
That's how you know your business
I
is
can't
growing,
wait
man. You
for
gotta
Friday.
I know.
Districts. Andy talked about it. 60 districts.
Yep.
That's our key, right? All right, let's talk about the bowl. I think we have a little graphic coming up. All right, so we're going to be back on the field this weekend. I had alluded last week that we might have more tickets, but we do not. We are full. We cannot take any more people. We want you all to register on the free stream if you have not done that yet. That's how we know that you're here, and you don't get included in recognition this time because you're too late.
Yep.
But next time, pay attention to that recognition date. That's how we know who's watching, and we compare to the home office. And it's no small task with thousands of people that we have to look at and figure out who's
Yep.
doing what. And it's kind of fun, right?
But that does not mean you still can't register.
No.
And you have to have
Register all
a
the time.
registration in your own name
Yes.
in order to get the link on Friday to watch the stream.
Yep.
So even if you got some new people or you forgot to get it on time, go to getbiggergohome.com right now and go ahead and register for the free streaming so you make sure you get that link, even though the recognition cutoff has already happened.
And it's okay because there'll be another one, right?
Yep.
Go ahead and register for Keystone. Just keep watching here on Tuesdays. We have pretty much started announcing anything new on Tuesday nights.
Yep.
So you'll be the first to hear because you're already engaged here. And then the people that you're used, like that are at your rally, start pushing everybody down to the next event. And let the events do the work for you. That's why we're here, so that we can help you build your team as big as you want to build it.
Yep.
I learned that like when I started, right, Andy had, I think we had like 400 people, maybe 600 people when I came to Winston-Salem the first time. And I didn't get it in the beginning, I'll just be honest and transparent. But gosh, I got it. Like
Yeah.
it didn't take long before even I got sold in a big event, right? And
Yeah, here she is.
I know, right? 30 years, but right? That's the big event is what finally made Matt and I decide.
Yep.
Right? Our own big event.
Yep.
So this is what it's for, right? For everybody focused and excited all of the time.
So as far as make sure you're still registered for the event, we got it the 25th and 26th, so mark
Friday
your
and
calendars,
Saturday.
Friday and Saturday. You can see.
Oh,
yeah, I know.
right?
Look at the panel. That's look at this. I mean, we got $6 million earners. They're going to be speaking, pouring into everybody. It's just crazy the amount of talent that we're going to have there. Obviously, Andy's going to be on there. We don't have him pictured, but actually, so make that 7.
7, you're right.
7 the $1 million earners
Yep.
that are going to be on there. Glenn Lee, new $1 million earner. Sam Shepard, I mean, the highest paid African American. The first woman African American $1 million earner, Peggy Hightower. It's just going to be action packed. And these times that you see on there, those are Eastern times. So make sure you take note of that. But we set it up to where we're kind of a little more East Coast friendly than we used to be before we were streaming. And so that's 8 to 10 p.m. on Friday and 11 to 3 on Saturday. So register now. Tell everybody, get big, go home. If you got other friends in the business that have never plugged in before, this would be a great one to get them to plug into.
Best one.
Whoop.
Oop. Uh-oh.
Everything's
All right,
still working?
Yeah, still plugged in. Sorry about that. So it was.
That was the
fun.
power strip and a charger for something.
So, all right.
All right.
I just had something. Oh, plug
Rally,
in.
right?
Are we doing good?
Yeah, we just got to do the rally and then we'll
All right.
hand it off.
Let's do the rally. Let's look at what we got coming up. All right. Don't forget, last call, all RVPs. This is it, Trish. I think we're pretty much down to the last of the RVPs. Update your numbers. If you're being timid and have not reported yet, now's your last chance. You got about a little 10-minute window here. RVP, your last name, and the number of people that you have engaged, 404-465-1830. And then, because we're so excited about this weekend, I was like, I wanted to do a little preview of one of my favorite parts that we used to do in Winston-Salem. It's everyone's favorite part too.
Crowd favorite.
Doing the $1 million panel, right? And this is where you guys used to submit questions, and we're going to do that again. We're going to do, I think we'll do live questions.
Yep.
Right? So Friday night, we'll put it out there at 8 o'clock. You guys can start submitting questions to me. And actually, you can start now. What the heck? Right? They'll just stay in the email box, and we'll look at them on Friday. So there's no stupid question ever.
Yep.
Right? This is how we all learn. So we just thought we'd get the gang back together and
Yep.
show y'all what's coming up. Y'all out there? Andy?
We're here. I'm here.
All right.
We're here.
The gang is here.
Look at this.
That.
Yeah.
That's awesome. All right, guys. I think they're giving us 2-3 minutes each to tease for Saturday, which is going to be epic. Friday and Saturday are going to be an amazing meeting, like all of them. But welcome. We'll start with you, Gus. Did Joanna send you to your room? What kind of looks like you downsized somewhere? So what the hell's going on there, Gus?
I'm downsizing now, man. I'm telling you, it's like it's good. I'm in Zen mode.
But your kitchen's is bigger than the rest of the house. I got it.
Yeah.
Yes,
it is.
Gus? Go ahead, Gus. What you got?
Man, when Darla told me that we were going to do a preview of this, I just love to hang with the gang. But I'm excited because Winston-Salem is really epic. But that panel is magical. I think that some of the best wisdom from those weekends have come out of that panel, because it's relaxed, it's not rehearsed, and you're gonna get.
Okay, Candace, come do it.
Hello.
You're good, Gus. Keep going.
Okay, so you're gonna get unfiltered, but straight up advice from $1 million earners, and most of the time it's not a point of view. I mean, once you're there for a while and you listen, you say, "Oh my God, this is just wisdom. This is not point of view. This is wisdom." So I'm excited to do it, and I'm excited to hang with you guys, and I'm excited for the people that are gonna have a chance to listen from you all.
That's awesome, man. No, is that a squirrel behind you on the floor?
It is.
Oh my God!
It's actually not alive anymore. I'm cooking it tonight.
That's good. That's what I thought. You make maybe some, possum stew or something. You really get a southern flair to it.
Yeah. I mean, I'm, I live in the South now, right? So I'm learning new.
Great stuff. All right, Peggy Hightower, you looking good there. We got you live in place. And where are you, Florida?
I'm in Bonita Springs, Florida right now. Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
One of your 5 houses?
Okay, guys. But guys, it's so good to see all of you. I'm telling you, when I heard about this meeting coming up, I got very, very excited, because what I realized is that all of our major players on the team, when you talk to them, they talk about big events. It's like big things happen at big events. And don't get me wrong, we've done a lot of growth all over the company with the Zoom. It's been really good. But I'm telling you, the big events, there's nothing like the feel of it to actually be in that place. And so I just believe for all of the, and people were like fighting, to getting in. Like a lot of our guys, I said, okay, come on, because it's limited. We're not going to have like that much space. But ultimately, like people were still calling, said they're sold out. What can I do to get in? So I was telling them, well, just, get your new people there. But what I find is that everybody wants to be involved, because the synergy of it is going to change forever. See, no matter how good you are, no matter what great motivator you are or whatever, it's nothing like getting the synergy of all of that together. And then to have people who've gone through and tell their stories, you can't beat it. People will come, and then they'll have an opportunity to hear from people that have walked the same walk that they have. And they'll see that, like the winners are really talking the same talk, although it'll be different languages. But ultimately, I just believe this is going to, I know like for our business, it's going to catapult it, probably another 6 months, because they'll have, the opportunity to get together in order to do it.
It's going to be exciting. Looking forward. You're going to be there live in person with the team, right, Peg?
The team will be there live and in person.
That's going to be exciting. We have a great time. Thanks a lot. Y'all doing great. Proud of you. Big John Lavin. Where's John?
Here I am.
There he is, and I'm in your city. You see City Hall, the clock right behind me on the 22nd floor of the Ritz. Me and Pat are big Packers fans, and we were, blacked out. They weren't showing the game. We're watching the 0-2 Eagles, and, just like Rob hits the little button for the drum roll and applause, they actually have nobody in the stands. We had to watch the Eagles because that's where we are. And they have no fans in the stands. They got this applause thing for the stadium, the link. And damn, if they didn't boo Carson Wentz, I mean, they had a boo machine. I mean, Santa Claus, he ain't got nothing on Carson Wentz. People in Philly. So anyway, we suffered through that. But how you been doing? You look great.
Well, I'm doing great. I'm in Margate, New Jersey, at our Bay home. Everybody, I think during COVID, we all went somewhere else. I don't know why that happened, but we could work from anywhere, And so, what an amazing opportunity! I'm fired up, man. I just miss you all. I am not going to be there live, and I'm a little, I don't go with hurricanes and COVID-19s. I'm kind of old school. But I will be there in heart, and I miss y'all. I miss being with everybody, but I'll tell you, this weekend is an unbelievable opportunity for every one of you if you understand the mechanisms in the business. And one of the mechanisms we built our whole business around, been the most important part of our success, has been Get Bigger, Go Home. The environment, the leadership, and more importantly, the message. The message is so clear. There's no confusion. It's a message of double-digit recruiting. It's a message of becoming a double-digit recruiter. When you I think it'll be great for our people that have been around. But the most important thing this weekend really is for our new people. And it's the work that we do. It's Tuesday night. It's the work we do from now through that meeting Friday night at 8 that matters. And how hard you work, how many outbounding calls, how many text messages, how many people you talk to, how you enroll your team into being there from 8 to 10 Friday night and being there from 11 to 3 if they don't qualify for VIP. I'm sure we're having our VIP meeting, right?
Yep, we are, 9 o'clock.
But the 11 to 3, being there from 11, staying to 3. It's not about being in and out. It's not about being, if they're not there live, it's not about being, that's the one thing with Zoom. You could turn you could turn your screen off. I have in all of my meetings that I do, especially our Breakfast Club meeting, I just can't imagine the people that are off screen. As a matter of fact, I'm getting ready to just kind of exit them out, because if you're off screen, look, when I go off screen, it's because I want to do something I don't want any of you to see. That's why I go off screen. Okay, I'm going to go do something else that doesn't have to do with paying attention. Okay, and so I go off screen. So everybody that's off screen, I don't get that. I mean, if you're going to do Zoom, do it right. And I would say what all of you should be looking at is who can you get on from beginning to end and be Zoom ready, paying attention with a notepad, just like they're there. So if I don't know how many we'll have, Andy, but this lineup is unbelievable. For us to have $7 million earners and all the other great leaders. I mean, I look at, so many of our leaders are skyrocketing. So we're pumped. We're excited. Our whole team is in. We've had record months, having more success than ever because we're working harder than ever, quite honestly, in the right areas. So I'm ready, man.
Sounds good. Appreciate all you guys. Love you. Look forward to seeing you soon. And we'll see you. We'll all get together at some point. It's just a matter of time. And put this bus back on the road. It fired up. Good to see you guys.
See you guys.
Thank you, guys. Thank you. Do we have a drum? Oh, no, wait a minute. Applause. No. All right. So thank you guys so much. I'm glad to see all of you together on the screen. Very exciting.
A little delayed.
A little, okay. Right, one thing I did not mention, as guys alluded to, was there is going to be a VIP huddle on Saturday morning from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. Eastern time. You will, it will be on Zoom.
VIP,
you'll receive
the ticket and your name, you'll get
You'll get a Zoom invite Friday with your VIP card that Trish kindly sends to every single VIP. Right? So that's very cool. That happens while we're doing it. I think we'll skip the next graphic, Matt, and we'll have Trish come back. Uh-oh, she's still sorting.
Let's just hit the promotions.
She'll do it again? All right. Promotions one more time. So get your promotions in. It does say for Tuesday training, but we're really, I think, been focusing a lot on what's coming up this weekend.
Yep.
You guys have lots of time to get them in. I will say this, though, at 8 o'clock Friday morning, it'll be iffy if you get them in after 8 o'clock. We have to put a sand in the line right there.
Sand?
A line in the sand.
Here's the Darla.
Here we go with the Darlisms again. A line in the sand Friday morning at 8 o'clock. No, I mean, if I can get them in, I still will, but if you don't get them in, I'm going to be late because they were late, right? So, sorry. So get them in right now and be done with the whole thing, and you won't have to worry about them.
Yeah.
Right? That includes RVP promotions. I really want you guys to get, if you have RVP promotions, get those in soon. We love having RVP promotions live with the promoting RVP and the RVP, but we have to know those in advance. There are a lot of logistics.
Make sure we get time and everything.
Right? We have to call everybody and talk to all of you. So go ahead and get those turned into us ASAP. Now, on to the next section of the rally. Trish is about to tell us
who are the top teams.
The top teams.
I'm going to first
announce
report in who
extras.
Yep.
Additional people since we last talked.
Yes. So we had Belle DeRubio, Jamal Richmond, Ian Kahn, Meggie Charles, Robbie Hall, Janique, Anthony Malone, Darren Charles, Bob and Linda Baker, Nelson Young, Ezeal Parker the second, Hillary Nickel, Kirk and Angela Eubanks, Greg Paris, and the Alvarezes.
Yay.
Awesome.
All right. That's how many more, like what, another 15 or so? I didn't mean for you to count.
It is 15 exactly.
Oh, well, there you go.
Or so.
So that's a lot of reporting on RVP. Good job, everybody.
Yep, excellent.
Good job.
Excellent. It was great. There's a big gap. So we had 67, and then it jumps to the final two. So we're with Walter Charles reporting in. He has 100 people tuned in. And David Catan reports that he has 112.
Here we go.
So it's...
And you're not like letting them know what the other one has or anything. Okay.
No. Because for a long time they were both standing at 100. And then,
David dug up 12.
I guess he did. I guess he did. So now it's time to count.
Top two.
Top two. Walter Charles Base Shop. Only these two, please. Walter Charles Base Shop, David Catan Base Shop. If you have already reported in from either one of those base shops, I did not count you. Because at that point in time, it was RVPs only. So now you need to report in for real that will get counted.
Yep. So if you're in Walter Charles' base shop or David Catan's base shop, what you need to do is take that same number the RVPs were using to report the total number, and I need you to individually, every single person, get out your phone that's on those base shops, only the top two base shops right now, and type a text to 404-465-1830. Go ahead and save it. I mean, especially if you're in these base shops that are always competing every week,
you guys should have it in your phone.
Have it saved. Make sure your people know about it. And we need to know, when you send us those texts, don't just say, count me. We need to know what base shop you're from, and we need to know what's your solution number.
Yes.
So, and if you're a guest, you can put guest if you need to. But the main thing is we're only going to be counting one vote per phone number incoming phone number that sends us a text message.
Yes.
So I can't take my phone out and report
whole team
my whole team and their solution numbers. No, I gotta report my solution number and what my RVP's name is, and I gotta get my team to do the exact same thing.
So that's part of the teaching everybody to kind of become independent leaders, and got to have them figure out how to text.
Absolutely.
Which is no small feat, amazingly. All right, so big events. Our biggest event at the end of the year is by far one of the most fun events.
Absolutely.
And we're going to just look at a quick little promo on that, Matt.
Hey, when are the doors open?
You think you got what it takes?
If you want to build a big team, you got to be in events like this.
SNSD Factory.
All right, you guys, December 3rd through the 6th, Keystone, Colorado. You have lots of toys over there. So go ahead and register now. Airfare is cheap. The rooms are cheap. Everything's cheap this year.
Yep.
The upside of this year.
Yeah.
Right? So go ahead and take care of that. And then now Andy's going to come back and talk to us for about another 15, 20 minutes or so. And we're still talking about events, Andy. So what year did you come to Atlanta? Did you come in 2010?
Yeah, we started out right before the IPOs. That was going
Okay.
on. I was involved with John, preliminary,
Right.
part of the Super Six. We call ourselves the Stupid Six. But we were New York, Florida, everywhere doing this stuff to get this crazy-ass IPO after the world melted, get it in position. So, yeah, 2009.
I was thinking about like the three of you sitting in your office, like inviting people, and maybe some came, maybe some nights it was just the three of you, right? And so when I was thinking about our RVPs who are just reporting 1 or reporting 2, talk to us just for a couple minutes about that kind of very beginning of trying to push the boulder up the hill.
Well, really, I mean, what happened was Kristen and Mary, they got a lot of people to come to meetings. I mean, I think between the two of them, I don't remember what the number was, but there was a contest that I have 500 cash, and you had to go spend it. We had the outlet over there, Sugarloaf Mills or whatever it's called,
Yeah.
Discover Mills, and always big sales stuff. I said the winner had to go get $500 worth of clothes and get it done in like 3 hours, and they had to bring me receipts that they actually spent it on clothes, on new clothes. So they went out there, and Kristen actually won. I don't remember if she won by 8 or 10 or 12 or whatever it was, but a W's a W. But they had something like 273 to 281 people in the op meeting. And I'm talking about in the first 4 or 5 weeks. I mean, we came into town on Sunday evening and, got our headquarters all in place Sunday night, Monday night, Tuesday night, and everybody flew out, or Kristen drove out on Wednesday. So it was Sunday night. We had an op meeting Sunday night. We had an op meeting Monday noon, Monday night, Tuesday noon, Tuesday night, Wednesday at noon, and then out. And you basically had to be done in less than half a week. And it was on, man. Like as our dad over there at the studio, Matt Gore, he's dad. So it was all, one of his favorite sayings. It's on like Donkey Kong. I mean, it was something. And I wasn't working yet. I was talking about working. I was actually running errands. I was going out to distribution and picking up, whatever crap they wanted or bringing in lunch stuff. And I decided to go to work a little bit later, and I told them don't come in right away because it's going to, take off until I decided to go to work and do the numbers, which I did do, and then we got 22 RVPs out of it. But those two, I mean, they went and busted it. I mean, they were talking. They took my whole 700 people in 3 weeks and annihilated my stuff. I mean, they went out. I remember Kristen in one day got like 104 numbers because their goal was 100. And I mean, they just went out there and hit it and got, great numbers in place. And that's the kind of effort that you have to have a monomaniac. Okay. So monomaniac, you're focused, one thing, monomaniac on a mission. And that's what they were. And that's what anybody who's done it big here, whether it's Ronnie Barnes, Larry Waddell, Bob Turley, Bob Safford, Mike Shaw, I go down the list of the great ones. They all got it done in less than 2.5, 3 years. And because of monomaniac on a mission. So they went out there and busted it and got the people in place. And then we had more and more people that were doing it. But it was funny because we had a lot of RVPs coming in. So very quickly, we probably in the first 6 weeks, all of a sudden we had everybody coming from out of town. We had like 8 or 10 people in there. So we had an office that we were sharing with Randy Godfrey and Francis Averett. And they weren't doing anything. They didn't have a base shop at that particular time. So it was like, we had run of the office. And there was like 5 offices in there and a training room and an op meeting room. And a boardroom, like a conference table. And I remember, I went in there the first day we get set up when those RVPs came in, and everybody nested. They put like a jacket over here and their little backpack here. And all the 5 offices are gone. I remember Cindy Thompson. Yeah, I got to have an office, and all of them. And I looked around and said, well, I don't have any office. I said, you know what? I'm going to take my little 2-page presentation out in the street. I'm going to harvest names. I'm going to beat all y'all's asses in the street with my shorts on. Which is exactly what I did. And I harvested names from people and found out who do you know that with the banking crisis, they were in real estate, mortgages, mortgage people got really upside down. They were flipping houses, landscaping, swimming pool, anything to do, lumber yards, concrete, nails, shingles, lumber, anything to do with it. Who do you know that had a meltdown during that thing with separation, divorce, death in the family, serious illness, accident, Who do you know went through that in the last 10, 15 years? Who do you know went from bigger house, smaller house down to a rental house? And that's part of what I talk about in every presentation. Get big or go home. You can go look at that. But it's like the harvesting is more important than anything. Who do you know that's hungry, motivated, and looking right now? And it's even bigger. I mean, your opportunity to recruit, get 22 RVPs like I did, part-time, and get it done roughly in 7 years, your opportunity to do that is way bigger than mine was because there's so much bigger market out there. As I travel, I'm here in Philadelphia and sitting in a restaurant, they're just talking about all the people that worked 10, 15, 20 years at real nice restaurants, and they're done. Some are out of business. I mean, it's amazing the target-rich environment we have, but you got to, got to get together and say, I'm going to do the work, and then go do the work. And if it wasn't for the 5,000 appointments set up, 4,000 of them held, because I'm going with who's going to pick somebody up at 4 in the morning, and really probably another 400 or 500 of the 1,000 that didn't show because they had a true live emergency. They just came in another time. But it was seeing those people over and over, the tedious, saying the same thing to different people, not getting overly, oh, what do you think of this? I don't think nothing. Like Keith Ogger will tell you all the time. I mean, the fact is you got to see the people, get your presentation consistent. It's just amazing to me. I was on a Zoom last night with some folks, and I mean, it's amazing. It was the 21st of the month, and it's like 21st. I mean, it's like you got, 10 days left, not even 10 days left right now, but roughly 10 days left in the month. 2/3 of the month's gone. I got 1 and I'm going to finish. But I don't know what people are thinking, but they better get an intensity about them and a sense of urgency and a mental toughness, not meanness, and get something going. And the challenge with a lot of y'all is you keep thinking that those people are going to go do something. Let them do whatever they're going to do. All they are is Lucy Van Pelt pulling the ball away from Charlie Brown every time he goes to kick it. Every single time he falls on his butt because she takes it away every time. You can't deal with the Lucys, and there's plenty of them. You got to find players. But, man, if you listen to me, you better be a player or you ain't going to get no players. You wait for somebody else to do it. That's I was sitting in the cafeteria today, and one of the ladies goes, okay, I got to go out and play my numbers tonight. Like, that's part of her job. What the crap? Well, you better go play the numbers, too, if you ain't going to go out there and do the work.
All right. You had a question, I think, that we were talking about before. Did you want to ask Andy something?
No, we talked about it on
Oh, we
the last
did?
one,
Okay.
yeah.
All right, so event to event. That's how
Yep.
we were going to build the business. That's how Andy did it. That's how Art did it. That's how Larry did it. That's how we're going to do it.
Yeah,
event.
no, and that's the thing. I think the what's happening now is you're starting to see the mix, right? We're coming out of it. We're getting a little bit
Yeah,
like,
we are,
you know,
actually.
we did like very, very small crowds before. Now the venue is massive, and we're able to get a little bit bigger crowd, but it's still very allotted, a few public tickets here and there.
Right.
But I mean, this is the time now. I mean, this is where it really, really matters whether you're going to buy in and actually keep the momentum, because I know Andy always talked about how precious momentum is and how much money, you know, Belda's team talked about it, you know, his ticket to these events and the amount of money he's been putting up to make sure this thing keeps rolling. It's crazy. And to not be using it, especially now that we got a chance to really run again, is insane.
Right.
So, I mean, I think that's critical to make sure you understand this is, you know, the fact that we are doing Keystone, no matter what.
Yeah,
like this is exactly what we got to do. And if you're not following the play, I don't know what you're doing here.
We always joke that if Andy and I are at the destination, there's a meeting, right? And we've not missed one yet, right? We're always the first ones there, and sometimes we're the last one to leave the bar. Yeah.
Oh, I mean, the last ones to leave the meeting.
Right.
Of course, the bar. That's right. And the goat will be open, so the goat will be at the goat or something. But you know, another thing about all that is that there's kind of two camps, and one camp's getting smaller. Where I had RVPs, SVPs, and NSDs ask me, "Do you think that people go back the old way? Do you think at some point the company's going to say we don't need an office?" Now that little contingency is like hoping it's going to get easier. They don't have to pay rent. I don't know what the hell they're thinking, but no, that's not what's going to happen. And then people that struggled to kind of convert to Zoom world, and then there was the $49 IBA, and then of course went back up to $99, and that's part of the mental toughness part. It's like to me, all the people that were whining about, well, it's $49. Hell, it wasn't $49 forever. It was $99. And I mean, people who are coming into business don't know a damn thing about $49, $99, $199, whatever. I've had the price has been to get started 10 different ways since we came in. We always were big recruiters. So it's all between your ears of how big you're going to get and just the mental toughness of understanding you sell it. I mean, to talk about, well, later on they might find out, but I mean, last week it was 49. Just knock it off. Make a decision you're going to build. I mean, the 99 is cheap as crap. I mean, they're getting such an amazing deal anyway. And so what you got to do is you got to get your plan together. You got to have your vision intact. And I talked about a vision as a regional leader driving a 15-year-old car, not even having my own house, all that crap, parking around the corner with the duct tape on the car. I mean, just hoping and praying somehow it's all going to work out and make things happen. But I did have a big vision that we're going to have 80 RVPs all around the Beltway. And I was telling Laura, that Charlotte's the same size now that DC was in 1980, 81, 82. I mean, it's the same exact size population-wise. And I looked at that Beltway like they got around Charlotte. It's like, crap, that's 80 offices. I mean, and I was a regional leader, showed up at the school that Jenny Carter and Bill Arender and Ed Randall, and I mean, you name it, Greg Fitzpatrick, all the who's who of the early days. We saw everybody's trying to get something going in DC. And I'm a regional leader, and we smoked them all. I mean, we smoked them all. And I was the least guy. I mean, if you were going to bet on anybody, I had less money, less track record, less every way you want to cut it, but you can't measure the heart of a man or woman. And you got to decide what level you want to play. And we've talked about decide before. Decide is, I mean, you choose. That means something inside you is probably going to go away. You're going to have to change some of the people around you. I mean, I laugh when I go to my high school reunions, and they're still talking about it. If Jimmy Kramer caught the pass against Friendly, we'd have gone to state championship. Like, I am so way beyond that, and great things that have happened in my life. You got to be kidding me. And I mean, it's just, I'm not hanging around the same old people. I mean, I had one of my friends, just college roommate, called me up out of the blue, and he thinks it'd be a great idea if some of us got back together, if I would buy plane tickets and get hotel rooms for all of us in Vegas. It'd be a great idea if we went on a trip. Of course, if I paid for anything. And for everything, not anything. And so you got to make a decision what level you want to play, who you're fighting for. I mean, you go out there and get a big vision, say you're going to build 80 offices, maybe 8 offices. I don't know which level you want to go to. You can make a lot more money doing less now. But if you just went and did the work a lot of us did back in the day, it's scary how, I mean, somebody's going to make $1 million a month in this thing at some point. And it's not going to be somebody who probably through the Zoom world, got a bunch of $49 IBAs. You're watching all that happen. I mean, I've got people in 17 states. No, you don't. You had people $49 signed up. I got people in 38 states, and dude, that was hard. You got to go out there. They got to plug into events. Like we got probably people coming from 15 states to this event. You don't get something like that going, you're not going to have anything in all those states. And so you got to think bigger. It's this thing. Say, well, if I was reading, no, I wasn't doing crap and not making any money. And I made the decision that that's what it was going to look like. So I don't know what your vision looks like. But if people can't touch it, feel it, see it, and smell it, you ain't going to be able to sell it. Smell it? Yeah, like rich Corinthian leather in a brand new car. Old car, new car. And I'm not talking about new car, little pine tree that, give you the car wash. You got to get that in your brain and be able to have people see in your eyes. And I laughed about a guy who barely has a business now, called me champ for 4 or 5 years. Hey, champ, how you doing? Laughing at me. Well, ha ha, who gets the last laugh? But the bottom line is you get your vision, you run your play. We got everything in position for you, but you got to plug people in. If you don't plug people in, if people don't show up, you don't have the right people. No big deal. Nothing to get mad about, nothing to yell about, nothing like, damn, if you don't get I don't give a crap. I ain't mad at anybody. All I'm telling you is go out there and go through the numbers, and the winners absolutely will emerge every time.
All right.
Andy, do you, I mean, one thing you've always done is you've counted the people in the room. You're counting, because it's not just, you talked about earlier, you showed up, the school was 600 people, now it's grown to, over, about 2,000 people. And, but one thing Andy always does is he counts the number of people he has in the room. And that's, it's one thing for you to make the commitment to be at every event, but it's another thing to fight and make sure that you're growing your attendance from every event. You want to talk about it, growing the attendance, because you talk about tracking recruits, tracking districts, but your attendance is just a super critical key point. I remember when I was at the auto industry, you always talk about your KPIs, your key point indicators, and we had all these different stupid statistical analyses that we had to do, and I'd sweat for months and months and months about a stupid crack between a a piece of plastic and a headliner, and it was like the worst thing about my day. But there are a few things here and there that you have to track, and I know that's one you've always described as super critical. So if you could talk about that a little bit more.
Yeah, we'll wrap up with that. I mean, the thing about it is, in the Breakfast Club, I walk in there, how many people do I have at the table? They're doing 10 by 5,000 if they're below RVP, or 10 by 10 and up. How many people do I have at the table? And most of the times I've dominated and have more people than anybody else at the table. Then how many people do I have in the room that, want to be working toward whatever, that want to be in there, whether it's got to be a double-digit recruiter, it got to go to district, whatever. I got to know how many people I got in the room. And then we go to Winston-Salem, I always got to know how many people I've got, whether it's the base shop, total hierarchy. I count the number I have. And when we had 200 people, actually 120 at the school, we had 120. I had like 50 or 60, 70 out of 120. Andy's always helping all these other people. Lets everybody come in. He's just so nice. Tide raises all the boats. I just happen to have an aircraft carrier, a floating city. You got like 5,000-6,000 people on it, 2 hospitals, gyms. You got airport on top. I mean, maybe you got a little dinghy, kayak, or one of the things you paddleboard or whatever. I don't know, people are stupid. I don't know, but I mean, get yourself. Get an aircraft carrier. Why wouldn't you? And so I look at the number of people I have in there, and then I have people in my hierarchy always coming up and say, you shouldn't let all these other people in here. That is the damn dumbest, stupidest thing I've ever heard in my life. Because I laugh at them. They got maybe 50, 60, 80 people in a room of 2,000. But they're part of the Andy Young team. They're part of my hierarchy. Well, if there's 2,000 in a room and you're overriding 50 of them, I think that's a pretty small percentage.
Yeah.
So what I'm saying is almost like if I override, like when we had 2,000, I had about 1,350, 1,400 people in the room that I override. So all these other people, unless most of the people in the room are under you, and I'm talking about, well, I'm part of Bob Turley, I'm part of Larry Waddell, I'm part of the Young hierarchy, Andy's Army, Amy's Army. You say all that crap you want, but at the end of the day, if you're not getting paid on everybody else in the room, yes, we're a hierarchy, and I'm proud of that, and we do like Let's Squad and different things. At the end of the day, the only thing that matters for you, how many people you got in the room. And you can't, if you're going to live vicariously off of all the people I got in there, they're not going to pay you off all the rest of my people. So you got to make a decision, get the big events, and that includes the Dome. That includes, I don't care, Keystone, anything we run, how many people you got in the room? And that's really what matters. And that's your, as Rob just said, your key indicator. You ain't got a bunch of people in the room, you ain't going to beat anybody at anything. So make a decision to play at a high level with big goals, big vision, and be the leader, be mentally tough, suck it up. When, somebody's got to, it's like, hey, if we win, the team did it. If we didn't win, it's my damn fault. And that's the way you got to look at everything. Be tough about that and go find people who want to win right now.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Andy. A little round of applause for the man.
But wait, I'm in Philadelphia. Don't you have a boo machine?
I don't have a boo machine, but I was thinking about breaking one out when Belda had that cowbell ringing. That triggers my PTSD because I just think, we're playing in Starkville. You got all those Mississippi State fans. Just, oh God.
Now you've been warned.
Oh no!
I'm almost gonna just throw up right now. Ruin. Good thing this thing's waterproof right here.
Oh,
perfect.
My goodness. All right. Thank you. Great words as always. Always thought-provoking. Always motivating. We will see you soon. For real.
See you this weekend, live and in person. Excited about it.
We're looking forward to it. All right, you guys. We know what to do exactly.
Yep.
Andy had to make all this up. He had to put everything in place.
Well, he didn't have to make it up, but.
Well, he had to.
He had to pay for it.
He had to pay for it. He had to create it. He had to get people to help him do it. He had to put it all here.
Yeah.
Right, but it's here for you. All you have to do is do it.
Yeah.
Right? It's already in place. Okay, I think that we've talked about turning in your promotions. We've talked about Keystone. We've talked about kicking off 2021 from there, which I love doing. I love that whole process. You finish that up, you come home, it's the holidays, and you're ready to go to our next big event.
Do we have any more promotions we need to read before we go?
We did not.
Okay.
I think everybody's you're pushing them to the weekend.
Keeping them close to the vest. Have a big kickoff party this
That
weekend.
was going to be so much
Oh,
fun.
here comes Trish.
All right, let's go to Matt. I think there's one more graphic before this one. Let's remind everybody about Andy and his complete systems, and
Yep.
the things that he's used since the IPO. It's out there at Get Big or Go Home under the downloads page, which
Yep.
is our favorite page right now.
Yep.
Right?
And
So
I
go
know
out
we've
there
been
and get
selling
it.
the orientation follow-up deep
Yeah.
dive. We'll get to
It'll
it. We're
get
having a little
there.
scheduling snafu, but just hang tight. We'll get it to you as soon as possible. And when that's done, I'm sure we'll put that recording online as well.
Of course. Everything's there. It's all free. Use it as you would like. Trish, are you to the end of the count? All right. Many drum rolls, please.
All right. David Catan, you had 95 reports in. Walter Charles, you're back on top.
Oh!
You had 108 report in.
Wow.
108.
Yep.
The number continues
Yep.
to go up.
Yep, so that's double digit now, right?
Yep.
Yes.
So you're at
Officially
10.
triple digits on reporting.
Yep, yep,
TD.
yep. So I guess just hold on to it till this weekend, huh?
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. Just give it to him when we see.
I'll see you on Friday.
On
Yep.
Friday. Wow.
Wow.
This is fun. All right, you guys. Anybody else can engage. Don't let the numbers intimidate you.
Yep.
You can do this too.
Yeah, I mean, Catan
Andy
came
just
out of
told-
nowhere. And
it was out of nowhere.
so, I mean,
right?
it's-
And Andy just told you.
yeah, our first winners were in the 40s, as Matt said. I mean, this is something that's just going to keep growing. So make a decision to fight now. Fight to make sure you got your people on here next Tuesday. Fight to make sure you got a maximum amount of people watching this weekend. Fight to make sure everybody understands that Keystone is where it's at. It's got to happen. You got to be there.
So we wanted to leave you with a video of our last big event so you
Yep.
guys can see. So we're going to play for you tonight on our way out from Unicoi at the beginning of August. Y'all have a great week. Well, have a great few days, and we will see you, or you will see us,
Yep.
this weekend.
All righty.
A.O. Williams was born February 10, 1977. We had our first leadership retreat at Unicoi State Park. The competition thought we were crazy, country pumpkins, and didn't know what we were talking about. It was just mind-boggling how big our goal was. But A.O. Williams, we had a plan. History is so important, and if you capture the history of A.O. Williams and you try to copy that, it is just unbelievable what you can do.
Never in our history have I seen a market more ready. It's like the harvest is ready for the picking. It's time now to go after the harvest with a vengeance. It's time to bring more people into your company. I never operated my business in a defensive manner. I've always played offense. I want to get to my market as fast as I can because guess what? Somebody else will.
Gotta go get new people. If you don't have money, go get new people.
All hands on deck, man.
People are breaking records. Now the bars are being set so high. We need to embrace multiplication. We need to embrace recruiting and finding districts so they can go RVP. You can change your life real quick, man. I'm so excited about what's going on right now.
It's just been an incredible time. I mean, it's shown you really where the potential is. And it's like the mediocre people that were doing 8 appointments, they're still doing 8 appointments. But here's what I noticed. The winners, what they've done is they said, oh my word, I could double and triple my activity. And through recruiting and building, I could double, triple, quadruple, or even 10x my team. So they've compressed the time frames and taken what they could do with Zoom and exploded it. Think about it. What do entrepreneurs do? They find a solution. What do employees do? They wait for the boss to tell them what to do.
Workers are working. Workers are working. You can do twice as many appointments. So you can do in 3 days what you did in 7. And so that's what's happening. The workers are working and the crybabies are crying.
Suck it up, Buttercup.
There's a lot of really, really good people, sharp people, people that have been successful, that have lost their stuff and want it back. Or they're getting ready to lose it, and they don't want to lose it. Or they're saying, what am I going to do now? My business that I had doesn't work in this world. I need a new business. Well, our business works in this world.
What else does this company have to show you? Oh, layers of players, successful? They've done it. They paved the way. Can you just commit to the system? Can you cheerlead the system? Can you surrender? You no longer have any decisions to make. This company will take you from guaranteed failure to guaranteed success.
You've got all of the pieces that belong to the puzzle, and all we got to do is plug in to know where to put the pieces. Primerica is better now than it's ever been. We just got to make sure that we stay on it.
The beauty of this business is promoting regional vice presidents.
Man, that's what it's all about.
And we got something big to do. We got a lot of people to prove wrong. We're here to do it and do it big.
It was the consistency. When everybody decided to Netflix it, we decided to go to work.
From morning till night, just doing these presentations over and over and over and over again. And we built this team, and now we're just doing that individually, on an individual basis with our team.
I'm just back here to finish off what I've started. I'm so excited to be wrapping up my $50,000 watch and get in the ring by December of 2020.
Know your why, understand it is 100% worth it. We're just so excited to rebuild, get this thing going, and just explode this generationally.
Builders who produce builders who produce builders. We're not letting our feet off the gas. We putting 2 feet on the gas, and we here to take this thing all the way up.
We ain't stopping, until there's a banner in Winston-Salem with Zach and Fran Lavin on it, right next to my parents' name, not replacing it. And that's all our focus is going to be is get to that SNSD and make it happen.
You've got to prospect. You've got to recruit large numbers. You've got to increase your attendance. You got to put everybody on Zoom, and you got to get everybody on a bus. You've got to do everything they're telling you to do. Stay super fired up and tell a lot of people about it. It takes a sense of urgency to make this happen fast.
Dreams do come true if you have a vision, but you gotta be plugged in to get big or go home, because this is a SNSD factory. Woo!
Great leaders were once a great follower. Your only requirement here in Primerica is to be a good follower, so you could become a great follower, so then you could be promoted to become a great leader. When you believe, God works. But the real question is, are you working?
You and I know people with lots of money, no time. I don't want their life. I know a lot of people with a lot of time and no money. I don't want their life. I wanted time and money. Because if I had those things, I had options. And options are doing whatever I want to do. Primerica works for 100% of the people that do the business. I've never seen Primerica not pay off for the people that do the things required to do it. I got a business with no overhead, basically, no liabilities, cash flow machine, huge passive income, pass it on to my family, and I can be anywhere in the world.
Massive passive income where you can't stop. It's like an ATM, just keeps on coming out.
We have our son who plays in the NFL, right? Last month, we made more money than our son who plays for the San Francisco 49ers.
Is it going to be easy? I promise you it's not. Is it worth it? It's definitely worth it. It is amazing. As a matter of fact, as good as I thought it would be, it's even better.
Winners play at a whole different level of intensity. You can't ever show hurt. You can't ever show fear. You can't ever show quit. You can't ever show doubt.
If you don't fight for what you want, don't cry for what you lost.
Suck it up, Buttercup.
Think about the impact that you can make. Get a work ethic. Wake up that will inside of you. And let's go do something that the world told you weren't equipped to do, you didn't have the background to do, you didn't have the right to do. And let's go dominate.
Dream those small dreams. When you wish upon a star, if your heart is in your dreams, no request is too extreme. If you think you got the people you need, you think you got time, you're wrong. You got to make the decision. And you got to embrace the repetition, suck it up, quit making excuses, and get the job done.
Because we are an SNSD factory.